Hey, everybody, and welcome back. So this week we're going to talk about one of those ugly Medicare conditional payment problems. This case, the attorney called in on Monday to see if there was any way that we could help her. And I know that she had reached out to a number of different firms to see if anybody could help her. And I think that the truth of the matter is nobody can. On this case, the attorney who called in had co-counseled with a bigger firm who had agreed to handle the conditional payment matter as they had more resources, which is the whole reason why they partnered up in the first place. And they went through the course of getting a settlement from the defendant. The total figure was somewhere north of $500,000. After the settlement, the claimant pushed really hard, both to make a total disbursement of the funds and to renegotiate their fees to basically nothing. I mean, about 8% of the total settlement is what this attorney ended up taking back as part of their attorney fees. And the whole time leading up to the settlement, the attorney had been doing his due diligence and reaching out to CMS and had only been getting reports back of an amount about $400, something completely negligible, only to find out a few months after the settlement, they received this final demand letter from CMS saying that they owed over $170,000 as a part of this Medicare conditional payment lien. So naturally, this attorney, the co-counsel, didn't bring it back to the attorney who, is how we got brought involved, and just kind of kept it under hush since 2018. And over that time, exhausted some preliminary waiver and appeal requests and, begged for mercy from CMS, requesting for a reduction of the lien, because as you guys know, once the disbursements have been made to the client, there's very little, luck getting any money back from the claimant in order to pay these liens from CMS. So here's this attorney in a tough spot, only received about $40,000 in attorney fees, ends up with a lien on their hands that they're really on the hook for north of $170,000, and interest has been accumulating this whole time. And so this is just another one of those cautionary tales for all of you out there, especially you solo practitioners who have limited resources and you're really engaged and focused on the practice of law. And you don't want to get caught up with these loose ends, especially from Medicare. I mean, it's a absolute beast of a bureaucracy that you don't want to have to, fight with, especially after the settlement and you've already made your disbursement. So keep that in mind. The next Medicare beneficiary you have as a claimant, to either really be diligent on your own part to receive that final demand letter before you agree to settle the case and before you take receipt, and especially before you make disbursements of those proceeds back to the claimant. Now, on the second part of this video, I just wanted to talk about a rumor that's been kind of passed around. Some people in the industry that deal with these Medicare set-asides on a regular basis, some nurse allocators have been talking about it, and some people in the know have referred to this gentleman by the name of John Jenkins, who works for CMS. And for the last 18 months or so, he had been refocused and repurposed to really be focused on the COVID problem. And this could be part of the reason for the delays and the proposed rulemaking having to do with future medicals on liability cases for Medicare. And so it has since been, like a few months ago, he's been moved back onto focusing on those future medical issues and away from COVID, now that things are sort of calming down on the Medicare side of things, or on the COVID side of things. So this date in October, I'm hearing more and more as we get closer that this might finally be the time where we're going to receive this, proposed rulemaking, that they're not going to kick the can down the road any farther, and we'll finally get some guidance on liability MSAs. So I've got a few other tidbits of information I'll be giving out as the videos come in the weeks here. And so stay tuned. And until then, if you have any of these conditional payment matters, hopefully haven't gone too far past all of the deadlines and the date windows where you can still appeal and exhaust some of the different strategies to reduce them and get them handled, give us a call. We're here to help. Thanks for stopping by.